Good morning and welcome back to Judventures. You'll be able to see from behind me that we're here at the Bowlers Exhibition Centre for Manchester Comic Con 2024. So just a couple of vehicles here today. We have the Turtle van, which does look nice, but I'm not sure whether it's from the cartoon or from the movie. I seem to remember it looking a little different. And then you also have the iconic Ghostbusters Ecto 1, which is always a pleasure to see. Another thing you can do is come over to meet 99th Garrison, where you have the likes of Darth Vader, where you can get a photo opportunity with him for a small cost. You've got the droids, there's Ewoks, there's Stormtroopers, and there's also a cool little tombola for you to take part in too. And just on the outside there is a range of places you can grab something to eat, whether it be Japanese food, hot dogs, burgers, and it's all average price for these events. As with any year, there is a huge range of comic book merch available. T-shirts, Funko Pops, you name it, it's all available in here. But my God, is it rammed today. You honestly can barely move. It's a sold out event and you can certainly tell. But quite popular are some of these mystery bags that you can see just down here. You pay around £15 and you can pick up around 5 items, which I think we're going to get a few of them later. My personal favourite though is definitely this little horror store selling a whole range of cool little Gremlins trinkets and a couple of Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. It really is lovely. Same place as last year, you have the stage, which has a range of actors, actresses and panels on there, as well as the Cosplay Masquerade, which we're going to come back and have a look at later. It's R2-D2. That's amazing. That's really, really good.
There's only 3 of them in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
That is absolutely brilliant. Peekaboo. Amazing, thank you. I am, I love it. Wow, and you can really see just how rammed it's got now in just a couple of hours. At the back end of the hall, you actually have the majority of all of the signings, which you've got the likes of John Connor himself here today. It's very Walking Dead centric, but up by the main stage is where all of the more popular Walking Dead characters are, the likes of Laurie Holden, Sarah Wayne Callis. All of the main characters that were in The Walking Dead are up here. And if you needed to know just how cool Edward Furlong was, he's actually sat over here in the middle of the event, just having a go on his vape while he's doing the signings for people. The guy doesn't have a care in the world, and what a fantastic dude he is. And on this side as well, there is a couple more photo opportunities. You've got the Jurassic Park gate, you've got the Hobbit hut down the bottom as well. The only problem is they're in a little bit of an inconvenient position because all of the queues from the actors and the actresses come all the way and back up into the photo ops, so you can't actually really get to the photo ops in order to get yourself some decent photos. The whole range of photo ops all the way down. The Scoops Ahoy set, you've got the Ghostbusters set, the Los Polos Hernandos, you've got the thrones, Boba Fett's throne. Is it like a Dragon Ball Z throne down here as well? I'm sure you guys will know, but the Walking Dead door, it's all here. You see, and that's the thing about some of these photo ops now. All of these photo ops we're not really rushing to get into because we've now done them all. Now, we've only been to a couple of the Comic Con events really. We came to Manchester last year, we've been to Liverpool, we've been to Yorkshire for a couple of years. But the problem is that Monopoly, we've got Edward Scissorhands here as well. Yeah, the problem is that Monopoly seem to be really stretching themselves at the moment. So they have Liverpool, Manchester, Midlands. I've wrote them all down. There's a whole range of them, and I'll try and pop them up all on screen now. But as well as these big Comic Cons, they also have a huge range of Comic Con manias. And I think I worked out that if you went to all of them, you could end up going to Comic Cons every 2.5 weeks. And when they're using the same sets and the same props, and a lot of the time they're also using the same actors and actresses. Jensen Ackles, for instance, has been at a huge amount of them. Brian Blessed has been at a huge amount of them. It just makes you think, how saturated can they get before it's then not worth coming again? Because we've come here today. I love the cosplay. The cosplay is always going to change and always be a little bit different. But in terms of like the photo ops and stuff that's here, it's really not worth it to continue coming again and again and again if it's just going to be the same things that are here. So the photo ops have moved to the opposite side of the building this year instead of all the way down the bottom, presumably to make way for a larger number of guests this year.
Confused to which direction I should go, but I'm free.
Right, so the not so good as well as the good. Now, I usually film the Cosplay Championships for everyone to see. I enjoy seeing it, and a lot of people enjoy seeing themselves up on stage. But that was, well, we can't put it mildly, it was a complete shit show. I understand that the organisation themselves, Monopoly, are going to want to promote what they're doing. They're going to want to get their own social media content, etc. But we were sat down on the front row, and there must have been 5 or 6 photographers, and they were just stood in front of the entire first row. There's not a way that you could see. Now, I obviously am annoyed from the perspective of wanting to film that content for myself. It's their content, so fair enough. They do get first dibs on filming it. But all those other people, that perspective you saw on camera is my perspective that I could see from being sat there, whether I was filming or not. Other people that were sat there as well weren't filming, they were just there to genuinely see it. And a lot of the time you couldn't see shit because there were just so many people walking in front of you. Now, from what's been a good event today, that is the worst part of it. So rather than the Cosplay Championships, we're just going to have a walk around and take a look at the cosplay for ourselves. Take a look over here because these are absolutely incredible. Those look amazing, don't they, really? Better than you'd find in Disney. The quality of these. And then we just decided to pop into the Cantina, which is a very Star Wars themed bar just upstairs where they usually throw the after party. If you're lucky enough, some of the guests, in previous years Gabriel Luna, have come up and joined you, but it's a nice little well themed space in order to relax at the end of the day. So definitely the best thing about this place is the cosplay. We've spoke to tons of wonderful people which have been really, really accommodating. Every single person we've got I've shown at some point on the video, and we'll show even more if we get some, but they have been great. Apologies if the camera angles are a little low or a little high. It's that packed here today that you struggle to put your arm out in front of you without inappropriately touching someone or punching them in the back of the head. But yeah, it's probably coming to an end today. We've got no autographs booked. There was a couple of people I would have liked to have seen, Sonique Martin Green, but it's just been that busy that paying in advance is always the best way to go. Paying on the day can always be a bit of a risk. But we're going to head on over to Dean of the Dead official. We have spoke with him earlier, absolutely top guy. Could have spoke for hours, but you really need to check out the sauces because they are top notch. So we're going to go get some of those, and then I think what we'll do is we'll grab some mystery bags if there's still any left, and we'll take them home and we'll open them up, show you guys, see what you get in there. Right guys, well that's the day at Comic Con Manchester over. It's been quite a divided day of opinions with things that have gone on, but what I'll do is we've packed up now, we'll jump in the car, and because we've got those 2 mystery bags to open, make sure you stay till the end. What we're going to do is give you a bit of a review, and we're going to open the mystery bags to see just what you get inside. I'll see you there. Right, and here we are back in the Judventures studio, fresh from Manchester Comic Con 2024, and this is going to be a bit of a quick fire review because I know it bores the tits off a lot of people. But was it a good day? Yes, overall it was a good day. There were some issues with it which we'll go from start to finish, just to go through how the day went and how good it was. So, firstly, before the actual day itself, Manchester Comic Con had a big issue with parking before the event actually kicked off. First, parking was at the exhibition centre, then it was changed to being a park and ride from Old Trafford, and then it was accessible only, and then it came out just a few days before the actual event that there was going to be no parking up at the Old Trafford site and that all parking would be at the centre. It really wasn't a great start. It confused a lot of people, and I did see a lot of people on the internet that were quite worried about the parking situation. Now, give them the dues. When we went there, it was organised to perfection. You had guys stood all the way out onto the main roads in Manchester guiding you in. If you hadn't purchased a ticket, they were sending you one way. If you had purchased a ticket, they were sending you to the exhibition centre. It worked really, really well. But the event itself, the event was fantastic. It always is. There's a really great atmosphere when you're in there. There's a huge range of fantastic cosplay all over the place. Everywhere you look, there's just some epic cosplay that goes on. People put so much effort into these things, and hopefully today in the vlog you've seen plenty of them, and if you've seen yourself, please by all means comment down below. The food, as always, was on point, but the food area had been narrowed down quite excessively in order to allow more space in the car park, and today was a sellout day. It was a warm day out there as well, so it was absolutely bloody rammed. You could not move anywhere. If you went out for a vape or a cigarette or to grab some food, it took you 15 minutes to get back in because it was just so damn packed. And that's great for Monopoly. The money's obviously coming in. It's great for the vendors. The money's coming into them. But as a guest experience, that area did need to be a lot larger to accommodate more people. It was quite uncomfortable at times. Before we open the mystery bags though, what I do need to say is just a couple of thank yous. So obviously, thank you to every single person that we approached today that was happy to appear on the vlog, that was happy to have us photograph and video your cosplay, because the cosplays there today were phenomenal. There were some absolute belters, and we love seeing the cosplay. It's probably the reason more than anything why we would always return back to Comic Cons, is just to see the level of cosplay, and the level of cosplay today was just cracking, and it always changes. It's always a little different. So yeah, definitely thank you to everyone that came to see us. Chris, who is one of the cosplay legends that goes every time. You'd have seen him as Edward Scissorhands. He's an absolute stand-up guy, and we love seeing him every time. His cosplay is second to none, but thank you for spending the time to talk with us. And then my man, Dean from Dean of the Dead. Absolutely wonderful speaking to you today. If you've not subscribed to Dean of the Dead, by all means, first go over to Instagram and like his Instagram page, and then head on over to YouTube and click on the subscribe for his YouTube as well. Stand-up guy, a hugely horror-centric kind of guy, but he makes the best banging hot sauces that you will find anywhere. So we did pick up today the Last Laugh Circus, and look at that around the edge. I am loving this. I don't even want to open this bottle, but every Comic Con we go to, Liverpool, Manchester, for the love of horror, is always there. Scare events all have these scare events sauces. Walsall Scare Maze, Scare City Experience. we've got them all and they are fantastic. And I don't even like hot stuff, but these are just packed full of absolute flavour. You will love them. And I still must have been speaking with him on 2 occasions today for like 20 minutes each time, and it was an absolute pleasure. He's a legend, and we will certainly meet up for those scare mazes, mate, I promise you. But yes, go over and sub to all of Dean's stuff. Top guy. Right, mystery box time. So when you go to this event, you can actually buy mystery boxes for Marvel, gaming, Nintendo, horror, and multiple other things. They vary in price, but what you do is you get a minimum of 5 items inside a mystery bag. You've no idea what's in there. These two cost £20 a bag, and we've gone for 2 horror bags. So there's 40 quid's worth of stuff in here. We have no idea what's on the inside. That's the mystery about it. And I'm kind of excited and a little bit nervous to see what's on the inside of here. So let's take a look. Okay, so we're in. We have boxes, okay, so that's one box. Open this to get the other box. Right, and out we zoom so we can see just what's in these boxes. And we have also been joined by my little lad Henry. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello, because if we're going to open loads of cool stuff, then you're going to bet someone's going to want some. So these are mystery boxes that we've bought, Henry. So these are £20 each, and we have no idea what's on the inside of them. So these are all surprises. It could be cool things, it could be crap things, but these are all horror based. So let's see just what we've got. So first things first, we have the Dean from Supernatural, a plushie. Oh, Lucy is gonna love that. A Buffy the Vampire Slayer FAQ. Now, I was actually a big Buffy and Angel fan back in the day, as I mentioned with Amy Acker, so that does look like more reading than I'll ever be able to do, though. But still, last thing is a big Funko Tiffany brooch. So this is box 1. Oh, no, it's not. There's something else. Nice pin badge from It. Pop these in here and on to box number 2. Now, the only worry is that box number 2 is exactly the same as box number 1, and I do hope that the vendor is smart enough to mix things up slightly, which it doesn't actually look like it is. So we have one full repeat teddy. We have one full repeat book.
Oh, that's disappointing.
We have one full repeat. Everything in here is 100% repeated. So what we're actually going to do, I've just decided now, is we'll actually do a bit of a giveaway. So I think what we'll do is, I'm not going to do tons of different winners. There can just be one winner. So if you want to win everything in one of these boxes, so you have this guy, and now that he's reset, I can actually show you what he does. So you can have him, the pin badge. No, is it a pin badge? Yeah, it's a giant pin badge. The little pin badge, the Dean Coach teddy, and a Buffy book. All of that can be one of yours, and all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and pop a comment down below to say that you've liked and subscribed and which of the prizes in that box you'd most like to have, and it can be all yours. With that being said, it's been a divisive day down at Manchester Comic Con. Some things have been great, some things have not been so great, but overall we've enjoyed it. We always do. We try not to be too negative, but if something is not too great, it also needs to be said as well. But with that being said, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.